Okay, here's my presentation. I am a small business owner and I really am not looking for uh, a position of hiring. I inquired about how to do it as far as like from my perspective, but I think that in the future, if I wanted to apply for a job, it would have to be with the Trump organization. So as a marketing director, so that's why I made this. Maybe for future use that I may have. So let's go right into it. Um, at the present moment, the Trump organization does not have an opening for marketing director, but my approach is very different. I just think that a lot of people just are put in a box as to how they should apply for a job, and also that a job there needs to be an opening for the job or something like that. I feel that everybody is always hiring. So that being said, I would not approach any job opening in the traditional way. Even though that it might be the most logical, doesn't matter to me. I think that everyone's always looking for good people to hire. So that would be my approach. Um, and yeah, you will see that throughout my presentation. So I just went ahead and said, everyone is always looking for good people. I do not feel compelled to find an opening, but my picture is a current opening in the Trump organization. Just exactly what I said. The second point here is uh, Full Sail is asking me, how could this position help advance your career path? How could this be a step to help you reach your long term goals? Basically, I think that I would get a lot of training if for my own company, I would go and work for the Trump organization for a few years and gain just a tremendous knowledge and insight as far as everything that I would bring back into my own company. Um, so that's what I mean there. The third thing here is explain the process to apply. As I mentioned before, I don't like being put in a box. I would not even bother with the process. Again, everybody's always looking for a job. I would just go to the boss. I would write to Mr. Trump until I would be able to actually get him to read my email. And the email I have put here in the last slide what it says. If a company sticks to that kind of process, I would not want to work for the company anyway. So, very clear there in my point. What I would do is as follows: I would contact the senior executives or Mr. Trump in this case, detailing why they need to hire me. Basically, I would answer the question why they need to hire me. Basically, I would uh, here I have it in quotation because I feel that the reason why is the most important reason or the most important point why somebody would want to hire me. Basically, if I blend in and how it would be a part of the culture of that company. Fourth, what steps would you take to secure an interview? As I said, I would just be very insistent with Mr. Trump, and I would until he hears what I have to say as far as why he needs to hire me. And so that's kind of summarized here a little bit better. I would briefly describe the core values of the company and how I would embrace those values. I would want him to know that, make mention of my experience and my efforts through the years. That would be also in my letter once he reads it, so that I can secure an interview with him. I would make sure they know that I think and believe what they believe. I want them to see me that I'm one of them. So it's my job to do research on the company, on the Trump organization, to see that I belong there. That's what I would do. Um, so and there's no really set thing. I have to feel how it goes, and there are no steps. But those are the things that I would do. Again, and that is in connection with this question: how would you prepare for the interview? Research, research, research the company. I need to make sure that I want to work for that company. I don't want to be applying to all kinds of jobs. That is really the worst thing to do. I would research the company and make sure that they know that I understand the reason why they exist and that I am a part of that already. This is basically what I say here. Here it says what local associations, unions, clubs, etc. would you want to join to help you network and increase your chances to be considered for the position? None. I just feel that that's not important at all. So moving right along, what experience or attributes would the employer want to see in your resume to select you for the job? What skills are needed? So here I just put a just going to go ahead and read. The only thing that is needed to get a job is getting to the starting point. That starting point where he is going to read my letter and I can assure him that I am part of the culture, that I understand the culture. And then what I am willing to do after that to make sure that it is worth his while to even consider hiring me. So making them understand one thing in a short time as possible. So here's how they need to understand that I'm qualified for the job. They don't care about how much I know or my education. Here's the biggest thing a lot of people concentrate on. Okay, what I know. I am a business owner and I hire people. And whenever I say I don't care what people, personally, I don't care what people know. I only care about what they can do for me. How is that going to translate into dollars, into the culture of my company? And that's basically what I say here. You know, in the interview process, it's the same thing. They just need to understand that I understand where they're going, and that's the same place where I am going. Uh, and basically make sure that I didn't skip anything here. Basically, the last thing here, uh, I feel the most important class in my whole internet marketing degree it has been, and I don't see any other class being even better than psychology of play. Not only because of the curriculum that Full Sail has, Full Sail has helped me discover Simon Sinek, which is he explains everything that I've always believed by asking the question, why is a business in business per se? So very, very cool, and I think that that is the most important thing. And also, psychology of play uh, brings is the new thing with companies, with industries. People don't have to work for a company nowadays. They need to work for a company that they love, etc. So finally, here's my, it says review the business email example within the asset. So here's my email basically. And I'm going to read it. I would put in the subject line, thank you for teaching me how to build my business. And this is addressed to Mr. Trump. I am now ready to apply for a job within your organization. Dear Mr. Trump, I am writing to make you aware that I have been one of your students for a number of years and have put your lessons to practice to build a successful national business. The business, I am happy to say, is a turnkey business. It is in autopilot mode and has been for the past 2 years. Doing it is doing, I should have said here, it is doing much better than when I left it. Uh, so I'm the owner, and it's just basically an autopilot, is what I'm explaining here. As mentioned before, I know what you teach is so much more valuable than building just a company that gives me passive income. Uh, and therefore, I feel confident that I am now able to begin my true educational learning in your organization. I have come up with a solution that would be advantageous for you to spend time and energy on giving me an opportunity to show you what I've learned from within your own business. First, upon your acceptance and giving me this privilege, I will work for you for 3 months total. During this time, I will cover my own expenses and pay you a salary in any amount you decide for giving me such an opportunity. Second, if at the end of those 3 months you feel I am qualified for the job, you will pay me the same salary you decided upon in the paragraph above. If not, I will compensate the Trump organization for time and efforts spent on me. I am seeking the job of marketing director for the Trump organization. Attached, you will find my qualification, experience, and details about the business you helped me build. Within the same email, you will find my contact information. Please feel free to contact me at any time. I will be in touch within 3 business days to make sure you received my letter. Sincerely, Benjamin Marius, owner at Marius LLC, my contact information. That is basically how I would approach my employment opportunity.